Holy cow, and look at all that snow in the background. Yeah, welcome to winter officially or unofficially. I hate winter in Iowa. I always have. The winters can be notoriously bad. And well, just a cow, yes, I've got a couple topics. And are you staying warm? Oh, good. Glad you are. Last thing I need is a really cold cow on my hand, because then we have a freezing cow. Anyway, so I have two topics. I'm going to start something with not so controversial. Actually, it's more funny than anything else. And then something controversy to end the video. So be ready for that one. I'm going to lead up to it. Okay, first of all, I don't know if you've heard this. They're making more out of it than it actually is. Philip Rivers, who's been retired for God knows how long, who's 44, he last played with the Colts, and whatever year it was. It's been like 5 years or so. So they're making a big deal about him making a comeback. He's going to be starting again in the NFL at what? Are you sure? Are you sure? That's weird. I thought that he was going to be starting. Okay. He was signed to the practice squad. Can you believe this? We're talking about practice. We're not talking about a game. We're talking about practice. Yeah, I know. I just quoted Allen Iverson. No, but we're talking about practice, not a game. Practice. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so they're making a big deal out of this. Different former quarterbacks have made big comments on, from Cam Newton to Tom Brady to the great Warren Moon. They've all made comments about him making a comeback in the NFL. It's signed to the practice squad. Listen, in practice, they're only simulating what you're going to be seeing in a game. They really ain't going to be hitting much in practice. They're really not. He's going to take 0 hits in practice. A 75-year-old man could do this. It's just practice. That's all it is. He's not going to be playing in an actual NFL game. That would be insane. That would really be insane. It's just practice. It's not a big deal. Cam Newton, he's offended because they didn't offer him a practice deal. It's just practice. Oh, I know this cow. We gotta move on from that. Here's where it gets really controversial, to say the least. Now, Joy Reid, who has her own show, don't give anybody their own show on MSNBC, CNN, Fox, whatever have you. Listen, I'm not going to I have discussed Joy Reid in the past when I was actually talking political. No, this has nothing to do with what she said is political, even though it is political based, but it's not really political what she said. She said, Jingle Bells. We all know that Christmas tune. We love that Christmas tune. Not if the cancel culture has anything to say about it. Oh, good Lord. This shit just boils me to the core. What? Oh, what did she say about Jingle Bells? Well, just that it makes fun of black people. Be right back. A, the cancel culture is getting ridiculous at this point. That we have to cancel shows or make sure shows are not on TV because somebody, especially this newer generation, finds it offensive. Like Charlie Brown, well, we got to take that off of the air. The Dukes, we got to take that off of the air because there's a Confederate flag. That's racism. Oh my God, baby, it's cold outside. That song's racist. That song's racist. That song's about rape. Oh my God, we gotta remove that song from the airwaves. That is something that we can't have. We can't have that. The cancel culture. And gotta compose myself here with this shit. The black people, the pox, people of color, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they're the only ones that are bringing up racism. They're the only ones. It's like, what was his name? Oh yes, Morgan Freeman said, you know the best way to get rid of racism? Stop talking about it. But you have these black people, pox, whatever, keep going on and on and on about it, about how these songs are racism towards the blacks. And they're going, well, we're persecuted. You are? You have more rights than anybody else. How are you persecuted? If they don't hire you at a job, you can yell racism. You could yell, oh my God, I was overlooked because of my color. I mean, I said this was controversial, and it is. Jingle Bells has nothing to do. Nothing. Let me emphasize this. Nothing to do with black people. It's not making fun of black people or nothing. It's Christmas music. Christmas music. Why are we taking it so offensive? I swear, our generation, the ones that are born in the 70s, some that are born in the 80s, but the ones that are born in the 90s, forget it. I swear, our generation is the last generation that there ever will be that does not get offended by anything. We grew up on stuff like All in the Family. We watched Blazing Saddles. We watched The Jeffersons. We watched all this stuff, and we weren't offended by it. Not one iota were we offended by it, because we are the last generation that will ever live, ever, think about that will ever live, that's not offended by anything. We do not get offended. And this generation, I know it's not everybody, but let's be honest, it's a good percentage of people. They can't watch South Park. Oh, they're offended by that. They're making fun of Jews. They're making fun of religion. They're making fun of everything. Oh, we can't watch that. That's offensive. We're going to try to get that removed from the air. I know that hasn't happened, but God, it will. It will happen because they're offended by it. That's why South Park is still going, because they're trying to offend people. And this newer generation, they are snowflakes. They are snowflakes. And this Joy Reid, I hardly talked about her in this. I hardly talked about her because, quite frankly, this woman needs to be removed from the air. And there's people that are actually agreeing with her. Holy cow! Wow! Holy mackerel! Oh wow! I mean, ooh, that blows my mind. What about you, Mr. Cow? Blows your mind too. Good Lord. I do not know what they're going to find offensive next. But let me tell you, it will be a doozy, because every year, every month actually, they find something to top it. And just wow.